Hey, how's it going? This is my Shazam movie review, and yeah, let's start. Okay, so I actually really liked this movie. I thought it was pretty damn good. It was pretty awesome in my regard. To my regard, I really really enjoyed it. The initial half an hour at the beginning, I felt it was rather. It was okay. It felt a bit over the top. I mean, for example, in terms of the joke, is it where the wizard is actually saying to to the boy, uh, say the word, say the word, and he was like, okay, are you for real? Say Shazam, and started laughing. I thought the initial jokes were kind of cheesy initially. I really did feel that, and the whole aspect of the the bad guy not being chosen, and the initial part of where the initial bad guy, he becomes a doctor, and that doctor is he's been searching for like 40 years or whatever it is, just trying to find out these symbols so he can open the door to get to the wizard. It just seemed very like, oh come on, that seems so unrealistic. And then the initial, but you know what, you gotta give it a pass at that particular point, because it's just the initial stage. But then straight after that, once the bad guy became the bad guy, he was a perfect bad guy. He was really good, and you could understand why he became the bad guy. And really he, his point of view in terms of being the bad guy, you can it's really it's it's justifiable in his eyes, and you can see his point of view of because his father never felt as though that he was good enough. And why should anybody be good enough in that regard? You know what I mean? Why is it? That is the actual point that he was making. And that's the case of the envy aspect. Is like, okay, why should he have it? But it's not fair. So, or whatever it is. I'm just talking in philosophical sense, but you could actually see the bad guy's point of view, and he wasn't over the top as well. The bad guy wasn't over the top. In my regard, it wasn't over the top. Some bits seemed a little, sometimes it just seemed a bit outstretched. But throughout the movie, man, it was just all good. It was all good. I liked it the best when the the boy became Shazam. I thought that was so damn fun, and it just reminded me of the moment from Big. When if anybody wants to go watch a classic movie, that's a classic movie, and go watch that movie. It's a great movie. You can still watch it till this day and enjoy it. You really could. But that initial part where the boy becomes the superhero, and then the way he's finding out about his superpowers, it was very very good. I felt as though, in terms of the way they explained how the magic works, it was a bit, yeah, whatever. I'll give it a pass, you know what I mean? Because the pacing of the movie was very fast, and I enjoyed that. That's what I liked about the movie. The pacing wasn't, it wasn't boring, you know what I mean? It didn't seem as though that, oh my gosh, come on. When is this movie gonna end, or when is the bad guy gonna do this or whatever. There were, but the whole stages of him finding himself as a superhero, etc., it seemed very very good. The part towards the end when he's speaking to his mom, I don't want to give too much away. I'm not sure whether I should call this a spoiler review or whatever, but in terms of the good, I won't. I don't want to give too much away, so I'll just keep it whatever, right? Not open up too much. Yeah, but In terms of Shazam, Billy Madison finding himself, it seemed very very it showed why he's a good guy. He was chosen, and he became a Shazam, and for that particular reason, you've got to admire that, and it was good. It was good, and then towards the end, I didn't like the part where everybody else, where he passed his powers towards his family. But I guess it's supposed to be magic, isn't it? You know what I mean? He passed his power to the rest of his family, and they became superheroes as well. It was like, come on, now this is a Power Ranger squad now. What the heck is going on? The Green Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Yellow Ranger. It just became like, oh my gosh, is this Power Rangers now? But luckily it didn't last too long. Otherwise, it would have felt like the Power Rangers, and then they were fighting, the Megazord. But it didn't. It didn't end like that. It didn't feel like that when they were fighting, and the actual fight towards the end was good. It was good. It was good, and that Zach, whatever his name is, he did a perfect job of this. But I will be honest, when he was Shazam initially, and I completely in my head I was thinking, you know what, The Rock should have been Shazam, because Zach, whatever his name is, it seemed he was being over the top, like oh my gosh, and I was like, all right, whatever. But in terms of, I felt the other kid who was working with Zach, and they were becoming like best of friends. Like friend, like they were best of friends. That was that seemed very legitimate. It seemed like very legitimate. Like he was talking to his friend, and he's a child. But some of the reactions, it seemed a bit like, oh my gosh, just stop, do not overact a bit. But then again, the fact that the other kid was playing along with him, it worked perfectly. And it was fine. I think it was a good movie. It's definitely a good movie in my opinion. It is definitely a good movie. It's definitely worth watching. This is my opinion. At the end of the day, the ending was good. The end credit scene, I'm not sure what it's alluding to, but apparently it's supposed to be like for Black Adam. So The Rock, he's gonna be in Shazam 2 or something along the line of that, or maybe The Rock's gonna be doing the standalone Black Adam movie next. Who knows? But yeah, in terms of the introducing, and that was another good thing, the way they introduced Batman, Superman, etc. into this DC universe. It seemed very good. It seemed, it didn't seem like they were being over the top DC, and it was a good, enjoyable movie, man. It really was a really good, enjoyable movie. I'd definitely recommend it to anybody. Just go watch it. That's my opinion. Anyway, that's it from me. Peace out.